My girlfriend said, "Night school is for losers. You're too old to change careers." I replied, "You might be right." Then I graduated with a law degree at 35 when she got a speeding ticket and realized who she'd called a loser. Welcome to Seductive Dreams. It would be so much appreciated if you would subscribe to my channel and like the video. Now, without further ado, let's go. I, 35, male, graduated from law school last month. 4 years of night classes while working full-time as a paralegal. 4 years of my now ex-girlfriend Melissa, 33, telling me I was wasting my time and money on a midlife crisis. We'd been together 6 years. Started dating when I was working construction after getting laid off from my corporate job during the recession. Met her at a bar. She was this gorgeous exec who somehow thought my blue-collar thing was hot. Moved in together after a year. When I got the paralegal job at a small firm 3 years ago, she was supportive at first. Better hours, steady paycheck, no more coming home covered in drywall dust. But when I told her I was applying to night school for my JD, everything changed. "Derek, you're 31. Law school is for kids fresh out of college, not guys pushing middle age. It's only part-time, Mel. 4 years and I can still work." She laughed. Actually laughed. 4 years. You'll be 35 when you graduate, starting at the bottom while everyone else your age is already partners. It's embarrassing. The word stun, but I applied anyway. Got into a decent state school with a solid night program. The first semester was brutal. Working 40 hours, then classes 4 nights a week. Coming home at 10 p.m. to study until 2 a.m., Melissa's response, constant undermining. "You're studying again? There's a new Netflix show we could watch. Can't you skip class tonight? My friend's having a party. How much is this costing us again? We could have gone to Europe with that tuition money. The US part killed me." I was paying my own tuition from savings and loans. She made twice what I did and kept her finances completely separate. We split rent 50/50ths even though she made $95 to my $42. Year 2 was when it got nasty. She started calling me her perpetual student boyfriend at parties. Told her friends I was having a quarter-life crisis. But at 32, when I made law review, she said, "Wow, top of the remedial class." I stopped telling her about my achievements. When I got a summer internship at the DA's office, I just said I was doing some extra work. When my criminal procedure professor recommended me for a federal clerkship, I kept quiet. Year 3, she ramped up the psychological warfare, started going out more without me. "Since you're always studying anyway." Posted Instagram stories from fancy restaurants with captions like "table for one," while the boyfriend pretends to be Elle Woods. The breaking point came 6 months before graduation. I've been killing myself preparing for the bar exam while finishing classes. Came home to find her in line with another guy's cologne on the nightstand. Oh, that's just from my coworker Bradley. He gave me a ride home. Right. The same Bradley she'd been texting constantly. The Bradley whose LinkedIn she checked daily. I knew she was setting up her next relationship, keeping me around until she was sure Bradley would commit. So, I did what any exhausted law student would do. Smiled, said that was nice of him, and went to study. Started quietly looking for my own place. Found a studio near campus when she went on a girls' weekend. Sure, Mill. I moved out, left a note, needed a quieter place to study. Best of luck with Bradley. She blew up my phone, not because she loved me, but because I disrupted her timeline. She wanted to be the one leaving, the one trading up. How dare I leave first? Blocked her on everything, focused on the bar, passed on my first try. Last week, I officially started as an assistant DA. Not big money yet, but decent salary, good benefits, and actual respect. My supervisor is a badass who started law school at 40, so she gets it. And then yesterday happened. I'm in traffic court, observing as part of my training. Judge is going through the docket. Rapid fire. Next case gets called. Citation number 7,854 billions. State versus Melissa Hartwell. My blood freezes. There she is. Designer suit, perfect makeup. That same dismissive expression she used to give me when I talked about tours. She's fighting a speeding ticket. 87 and a 55, plus reckless driving for weaving through traffic. The cop has dash cam footage. It's bad. She's representing herself, trying to argue the radar was faulty. The judge asks if she has any evidence. She starts rambling about constitutional rights and targeting successful women. It's painful to watch like someone who watched 2 episodes of Law & Order trying to play attorney. Then she sees me sitting in the prosecution section. Her face goes white. After the judge finds her guilty, $750 fine plus points on her license, she corners me outside. "Derek, what are you doing here?" "I work here. Assistant DA. You actually graduated?" "Yeah, passed the bar too. That perpetual student finally made it. She's doing the math in her head. The state benefits, the career trajectory, the prestige. I can see the gears turning. Bradley and I broke up. Maybe we could get coffee, catch up. I'm good, thanks. But hey, next time you get a ticket, maybe hire a real lawyer instead of trying to represent yourself. Night school teaches us that's usually a mistake. Walked away feeling pretty good until this morning. Update 1. Well, that escalated quickly. Melissa apparently thought our traffic court encounter was the universe giving her a second chance. Started texting from different numbers since I blocked her main one. "Hey Derek, really proud of what you've accomplished. Always knew you had it in you. We were good together. Just hit a rough patch. Bradley turned out to be married. LOL. Remember when we used to laugh about stuff like that? Didn't respond to any of them. But she wasn't done. She showed up at my office building during lunch. Security wouldn't let her up without an appointment, so she waited outside. 3 hours in November. Derek, what a coincidence. Melissa, this is my workplace. Please leave. I just wanted to apologize. I was wrong about night school. You proved me wrong. Okay. Apology accepted. Now, please go. She grabbed my arm. That's it? After 6 years. You mean the 6 years where you belittled my goals, mocked my education, and cheated with Bradley? Yeah, that's it. I never actually slept with Bradley. Mel, I don't care. We're done. Have been for a year. She started crying. Not sad tears, angry tears. You can't just dismiss me. I supported you. You paid half the rent in an apartment you picked that was above my budget. That's not support. I dealt with you being absent all the time because I was in law school, which you called a waste of time. I was trying to be realistic to protect you from disappointment. That actually made me laugh. No, you were trying to keep me in my place below you. Well, congratulations. I'm exactly where you said I'd never be. She switched tactics. Fine, but you'll need someone who understands your new life. Partners at law firms don't date nobodies. Good thing I'm not trying to date partners at law firms. Then here's where it gets wild. She goes full nuclear. I'll tell everyone you abandoned me to poverty while you pursued your dreams. That you left me with debt. What debt? We never had joint accounts. The emotional debt. The time I invested. I pulled out my phone. Mel, I'm recording this. You're harassing a prosecutor at his workplace. I suggest you leave before I call security. She stormed off, but not before shouting, You were nothing without me. Yeah, okay. The nothing who's now prosecuting cases while she's paying traffic fines. But she wasn't done. Oh no. This morning, my supervisor Janet calls me in. Derek, did you date someone named Melissa Hartwell? My stomach dropped. Years ago, yes. Why? She's filed a complaint with the Bar Association. Says you used your position to influence her traffic case. I about choked on my coffee. I was observing. I didn't even speak during the proceedings. Janet smiled. Relax. I reviewed the court transcript and security footage. You weren't even in the courtroom when her case started. But I need you to document everything about your prior relationship and her current behavior. Turns out filing false bar complaints is a crime. Janet's had me write up everything and forward all of Melissa's texts. She's harassing a prosecutor and making false allegations. That's obstruction of justice at minimum. I don't want to press charges. I just want her to leave me alone. Your call, but document everything. These types escalate. She was right. Update 2. Melissa went completely off the rails. Remember how she said I left her in poverty? She started a social media campaign. Posted on LinkedIn about how successful women shouldn't date down because men will use your emotional labor to bootstrap their careers then abandon you. She didn't name me, but included enough details that mutual acquaintances figured it out. My paralegal friends from the old firm started sending me screenshots. The posts got more unhinged. Spent 6 years supporting a man's dreams only to be ghosted when he achieved them. Some people forget who was there during the struggle. Beware of men who claim to be building something. You're just a stepping stone. The thing is, I have receipts. 6 years of receipts. Remember those texts she used to send? I kept them, including the ones calling me a loser playing dress up in daddy's suit when I bought my first court outfit. The one saying, maybe you should stick to construction since thinking isn't your strong suit. When I struggled with constitutional law, the voice message where she told her friend while drunk that she was waiting for him to fail so he'd be grateful again. I didn't want to go nuclear, but she forced my hand when she posted this. My ex owes his entire career to me. I paid his bills while he played student. Now he works for the DA and acts like he doesn't know me. Users always reveal themselves. That was a straight-up lie. I paid my own bills, my own tuition, my half of everything, despite making less than half what she did. My buddy from law school, Terrence, is a social media wizard. He helped me craft one response. Interesting revisionist history. Here are the facts. Paid my own law school tuition, $67,000 in loans. I'm still paying. Worked full-time throughout school. Split all expenses 50/50ths despite significant income disparity. Never received a dime in support. Left quietly when the relationship became toxic. Have all receipts and bank statements if needed for legal proceedings. Some people can't handle when their inferior partner succeeds without them. That's a them problem. I posted it and logged off. Terrence screenshotted everything in case she deleted it. Within an hour, her post was gone, but the damage to her reputation was done. See, Bradley's wife found the posts, connected the dots about the timeline, posted her own receipts, screenshots of Melissa texting Bradley while we were together, including some very not safe for work content. Bradley's wife tagged Melissa's company. Melissa's company has a strict social media policy about not bringing negative attention to the firm. You can see where this is going. But wait, there's more. She tried to retain a lawyer to sue me for defamation. 3 different lawyers according to the Legal Gossip Network, which is surprisingly robust. They all declined after reviewing her evidence, also known as her own posts, admitting she lied. So, she did what any rational person would do. She filed a small claims case for $9,500, claiming I owe her for 6 years of emotional support and career guidance. The court date is next week. I'm actually looking forward to it. Update 3. Today was the small claims hearing. Buckle up. I wore my second best suit, saving the best for actual prosecutorial work. Brought a folder with 6 years of bank statements, rent receipts, tuition payments, and her greatest hits texts. Melissa showed up in what I can only describe as wronged woman costume. Conservative dress, minimal makeup, hair in a sad little bun. She'd even brought her mom as emotional support. The judge, Commissioner Reynolds, looked tired before we even started. Melissa went first. Her argument was that she provided invaluable emotional labor and career guidance that enabled my success. She actually used the phrase, "Behind every successful man is a woman whose work goes uncompensated." Commissioner Reynolds, do you have documentation of this career guidance? It was verbal daily encouragement, keeping his spirits up when he wanted to quit. Me internally, she literally called me a loser for going to night school. She then tried to introduce her evidence, a handful of photos of us together at various events over the years. As you can see, I was there for every milestone. Commissioner Reynolds examined the photos. These appear to be social events, parties, restaurants, not academic events. Well, he never invited me to those because you called them remedial graduation ceremonies for adult beginners. I said I did not. I pulled out my phone. Your Honor, I have a voice message from May 15th, 2021. Played it. Her voice clear as day. I'm not wasting my Saturday at your stupid fake law school event. It's embarrassing enough that my boyfriend is a 33-year-old student. I'm not watching you play pretend lawyer with the other losers who couldn't hack it the first time. The courtroom was dead silent. Commissioner Reynolds turned to Melissa. Miss Hartwell, this doesn't sound like emotional support. That was taken out of context. I was having a bad day. Would you like to hear the one from my law review acceptance or when I got my internship? I asked. This is harassment. She screeched. You brought the case, Miss Hartwell? The commissioner reminded her. I then presented my evidence. Bank statements showing I paid exactly 50% of all shared expenses, my law school tuition payments, pay stubs for my paralegal job. As you can see, Your Honor, I was financially independent throughout our relationship. Miss Hartwell made approximately $95,000 to my $42,000. Yet, we split expenses equally. If anyone subsidized anyone, it was me subsidizing her lifestyle by paying half of an apartment she chose that was above my means. Her mom suddenly stood up. My daughter gave him the best years of her life, Commissioner Reynolds. Ma'am, please sit down or leave. She was 27 when we met, I added. Hardly a child bride situation. Melissa's final gambit. He used knowledge of my traffic case to embarrass me. That's abuse of power. Commissioner Reynolds looked confused. What traffic case? He was in the courtroom when I got fined. He is an ADA now. I responded calmly. Your Honor, I was observing traffic court as part of training. I had no involvement in Miss Hartwell's case. She was cited for going 87 in a 55 and reckless driving. The officer had dash cam footage. She represented herself poorly and lost. That has nothing to do with me. You're enjoying this, she accused. I'm defending myself against a frivolous lawsuit, I corrected. Commissioner Reynolds had heard enough. Miss Hartwell, not only have you failed to provide any evidence of financial support or career guidance, but the evidence suggests you actively discourage the defendant's educational pursuits. This case is dismissed. Furthermore, as this appears to be a bad faith filing intended to harass the defendant, you are ordered to pay his filing fees and court costs, $275. Melissa exploded. This is corruption. He's a prosecutor. You're all in on it together. Miss Hartwell, you are dangerously close to contempt. I suggest you pay the clerk and leave. As we left the courtroom, her mom hissed at me. You destroyed her life. No, ma'am. She destroyed our relationship. I just declined to let her destroy my future, too. Melissa tried one last manipulation. Derek, please, can we just talk as friends? We were never friends, Melissa. Friends support each other. Friends don't call each other's dreams stupid. Friends don't cheat with co-workers named Bradley. I told you nothing happened with his wife's divorce filing says otherwise. Good luck with that deposition, by the way. Her face went pale. Apparently, she didn't know she'd been named in Bradley's divorce. As I walked to my car, I felt free. Not happy exactly. You don't spend 6 years with someone without feeling something when it ends this badly, but free. Final update. Thought I was done updating, but the universe had other plans. Remember Bradley's divorce? His wife subpoenaed Melissa as a witness, but that's not the fun part. The fun part is that Melissa, in her infinite wisdom, decided to lie under oath, claimed she and Bradley were just friends, and that all those texts were taken out of context. Bradley's wife's attorney had receipts, hotel receipts with Melissa's credit card, from when I was at a law school weekend intensive perjury. She committed perjury. The family court judge referred it to the DA's office for prosecution. Guess which Ada got assigned the case? Not me. Thank God. Janet's not that cruel, but my colleague Rodriguez got it, and he's thorough. Melissa tried to contact me through her lawyer, her actual lawyer this time, not her representing herself. They wanted me to be a character witness to testify that she was honest during our relationship. I declined through my supervisor. Conflict of interest and all that. Plus, she wasn't honest. She ended up pleading to a lesser charge. False statement, not perjury. Got probation and community service. but her company found out about the criminal charge. Remember that social media policy I mentioned? Turns out they also have a morality clause. Getting charged with lying under oath about an affair with a married colleague. Not a great look for a marketing executive. She was asked to resign, given the choice between that and termination for cause. Last I heard through the legal grapevine, she moved back in with her parents. The same parents used to tell me I wasn't good enough for their daughter because I worked construction. Yesterday, I ran into her friend Denise at a coffee shop. Denise used to give me about being a perpetual student. Derek, heard you're with the DA's office now. I am. Good for you, Melissa. She really screwed up, didn't she? That's one way to put it. She always thought she was better than everyone, even us, her friends. When you left, she said you'd come crawling back when you realized what you lost. How'd that work out? Denise laughed. She can't understand why you won't take her back. Keep saying you two were meant to be together. We were together. Then she spent 4 years telling me I was a loser for trying to better myself. Yeah, she mentioned that. Said she was motivating you. That's certainly one interpretation. Denise stirred her coffee, then said something that surprised me. You know, when you started law school, we all thought you were having some crisis. She convinced us you were dragging her down, but watching how everything played out, she was the one terrified of you succeeding. Why would she be terrified of that? Because then she couldn't control you anymore. Couldn't be the successful one with the devoted blue-collar boyfriend who needed her. You becoming a lawyer meant you didn't need her money, her connections, her guidance, and Melissa needs to be needed. Or, more accurately, she needs to be superior. It was the most honest anyone from that friend group had ever been with me. As I'm writing this, I'm sitting in my small apartment looking at my law degree on the wall. It's not fancy. State school, night program, nothing prestigious, but I earned every credit, survived every insult, passed every exam while someone who claimed to love me told me I was wasting my time. I'm 35 years old, started my legal career when most people my age are hitting their stride, but I'm here, not because someone supported me, but in spite of someone actively trying to hold me back. The other day, one of my law school classmates asked if I regretted the relationship given how it ended. I said, no, not because I'm grateful for the pain, but because it taught me something valuable. Someone who truly loves you will never make you feel small for trying to grow. They won't mock your ambitions or belittle your progress. They won't call your dreams stupid or your achievements remedial. Melissa thought night school was for losers who couldn't hack it the right way. She thought 31 was too old to start over. She thought I'd fail and come crawling back, grateful for whatever scraps of respect she threw my way. She thought wrong. I'm not posting this for sympathy or validation. I'm posting it because someone out there might be in a similar situation. Someone whose partner makes them feel foolish for going back to school, changing careers, trying to improve their life. Someone who's being told they're too old, too poor, too whatever to pursue their dreams. You're not. The only person who gets to decide what you're capable of is you. And if someone claims to love you while trying to keep you from growing, that's not love. That's control.